Hi guys, great to see you again. I'm your teacher Luke, and in this English lesson you're going to learn lots of phrasal verbs you can use to talk about money. This lesson is going to be so important for you because these phrasal verbs will help you speak much more naturally about things like spending money, saving money, and so much more. But before we start, hit that like button and subscribe to this channel to get more English lessons just like this one. Okay, let's go. So the first one on this list is something I do a bit too much, and it is splash out. Splash out. For example, he splashed out on the most expensive bottle of champagne for the party. So to splash out means to spend a lot of money on something expensive. And it's usually used when you buy something expensive that you don't actually need. So like a big expensive bottle of champagne, for example. So how can we use splash out correctly in sentences? Well, splash out is an intransitive phrasal verb. That means you don't need an object with it. Instead, if you want to add more information to your sentence, you should use the preposition on. Here are some more examples. He splashed out on a new and expensive car. I wish I had enough money to splash out on a holiday. Have you ever splashed out on something? Let me know below in the comments.
Splashed out on a special bottle for a special... Wow, Dad really splashed out this time.
The second on this list is a simple one, but one that's used all the time, and it is save up. Save up. For example, I'm saving up to buy a new car. To save up simply means to save your money, but when we use save up, we mean that we're saving for a specific purpose, just like buying a new car. To use save up correctly, you should know that it is an intransitive phrasal verb, so you don't need to use an object with it. You don't need to say, I'm saving up money, because when we say saving up, we already assume that you mean money, so you don't need to use money. It's often followed by the prepositions to and for. To is used with verbs and for is used with nouns. For example, I'm saving up to go to Bali. I'm saving up for a new house. Are you saving up for anything at the moment? Let me know below in the comments.
Saving up for something special.
Saving up to get me some wheels.
The next one on this list is cough up. Cough up. For example, he finally coughed up the money he owed me. So to cough up means to give money or pay for something, especially when you would prefer not to. So in my example, I said, he finally coughed up the money he owed me. This means that that person didn't want to give back the money to me. So I use the word cough up. To cough up is an intransitive and a transitive phrasal verb. So you can say he coughed up the money, or you can just say he coughed up. Both are correct. However, if you want to use the object, the money, it must come after the phrasal verb. So this is not a separable phrasal verb. So have a look at these examples. I had to cough up for my daughter's university tuition fees. Come on, cough up. It's your turn to pay.
Cough it up, Cooper.
Very well.
What are you talking about? Come on, cough it up.
And number 4 is skimp on. Skimp on. For example, when you're making YouTube videos, you shouldn't skimp on your microphone. So to skimp on simply means to not spend enough money on something. Instead, you don't spend enough money and you try to find the budget option. This is to skimp on. To skimp on is a transitive phrasal verb. That means you must use an object with it. So you always skimp on something. That something is the object. And that object must come after the phrasal verb. So you always skimp on something. You should also know that this is a very informal way of saying that you don't spend enough money on something, and it's much more common in British English. It's not that common in American English. When I was a student at university, I always skimped on food. Even though we were over budget for our wedding, we didn't skimp on the photographer. Do you ever skimp on anything? Let me know below in the comments.
I don't think now is the time to skimp on quality.
They didn't skimp on the tar.
And number 5 on this list is get by. Get by. For example, my salary isn't much at the moment, but I get by. So to get by means to just have enough money to be able to live and to survive. It has quite a negative meaning. It basically means that you don't make much money at all, but it's just enough. So let's take a look at how to use this correctly. So to get by is an intransitive phrasal verb. That means it doesn't take an object. So if you want to add more information, you can by using the prepositions on and with. I just about get by on $1,000 a month. I don't know how any family gets by with just one salary these days.
Well, get by.
Money, you can get by on your salary.
Okay guys, that's it for this video. Don't forget to make your own sentences in the comments below and like and subscribe if you liked this video. Thanks a lot and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.